All right. Sports vocab for those of you that either are at home or like we're not in class, need a refresher, whatever it is. Here are, again, like me going through saying them first, and then I'll go back and tell you what they mean, and then explain all of this asterisk stuff with the 2 and 1 stars over here and all that kind of thing. All right, so you have le foot and le football américain, le hockey, le basket, l'athlétisme, le cyclisme, l'équipe, le joueur, la joueuse, le coureur, la coureuse, le spectateur, la spectatrice, le gagnant, l'arbitre, le terrain de sport, le match, le vélo, la coupe, le stade, le filet, le panier, le saut, le ballon, le but, la piste, faire du sport, jouer, tirer, lancer, dribbler, marquer, bloquer, gagner, perdre. So if you're here just for pronunciation, you're good to go. Otherwise, here are the meanings. Le foot and le football are both soccer. They are not football. Pretty much everyone in the world except us in the United States calls soccer football. So in order to describe American football, they literally say le football américain. So this is our football. If you ever talk to someone from Europe and you start talking about football, it can get very complicated and very confusing very quickly, depending on who is saying what and making sure you understand what type of football we're talking about. All right, so number 3, le hockey is what it looks like. It is hockey. And if you notice, this has LE in front of it instead of L apostrophe. That is not a typo, it is correct. Hockey is one of the few words that starts with an H. It's called an aspirate H, where you don't have the L apostrophe in front of it. A lot of the words are like stolen words that are not actually French, like hockey. But there are exceptions to that. Not every word that has an LE in front of an H is like a foreign word to French. Le basket is a stolen word. It is basketball. And that is not to be confused, and I'll go ahead and go over and do 22. Le panier means basket. This is like an actual basket that you would carry things in, like an Easter basket. But it is also like if you shoot a basket in basketball, you are talking about le panier, not le basket. Le basket refers to the sport of basketball. All right, back over here. If you're looking this up on Word Reference, which most of you are, l'athlétisme, it says something to the effect of like athletics or athleticism. But you need to know that it's referring to what we call track and field. So all of those running track, throwing the disc and jumping over the hurdles and the bar thingy, long jump, all that kind of stuff, that is l'athlétisme. It's all combined into one thing. 6, le cyclisme is cycling or bicycling, bike riding. Whoops, I can't put all that in one thing. So something to that effect. I'll take any of those. All right, l'équipe means team. This is a singular noun. So if you say the team is winning the game, one team is winning the game, even though it's made up of more than one person, like number 8 and 9, or even 10 and 11, depending on what you're talking about. They go together, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, and then 12 and 13. So 8 and 9, you have player, but you have a male versus a female player. So you have le joueur as your male, la joueuse is your female. And if you notice here, this EUR on the end of your masculine noun changes to EUSE on player. It changes to EUSE on runner. And then it also changes here, but it changes a little differently. It changes to RISE instead. So these two are runners. And then here spectators, or the people in the audience, are the spectateurs or are the spectatrices. So 14, le gagnant means winner. L'arbitre is referee or umpire. They don't have a separate word for the two different things. They just call them all arbitre or arbiters. This one, number 16, le terrain de sport, is sports field. If you change that de sport to du football or du hockey, it becomes football field, hockey, field, soccer field, whatever. So you can change that sport to an actual sport and it becomes something else. Alright, le match is match in the sense of it means like a game. So if you go to a football game, you're actually going to a football match. The word game is reserved more for like board games and review games type games. It's not like going to see one. It's a match of a game is how they reference it. Le vélo is a bike or a bicycle. La coupe, a lot of you have cup probably, but it is a trophy cup. So you've seen let's see, let me go to maybe the internet. Oops, there I am teaching French 1. It's not going to do. Okay. The internet is awful at Northeast Jonesville. So if you look at pictures of trophy cups, this is what you're looking at. All of these that actually look like a cup rather than just some other kind of different trophy. That's why it says cup somewhere. Alright, so now you have le stade, which you've had before. That means stadium. The filet is the net, like the net that goes on a basket in basketball or on a volleyball net, soccer net. That's the filet. Excuse me. The sol is ground or floor. So if you fall onto the ground or onto the floor when you're in a game, you would say you fell on the sol. Ballon is not balloon, it is a ball. Le but is goal. I think some people probably have aim. If your goal in life is to become a teacher, then your aim in life is to become a teacher. So that's why it may say aim. But we're using it for like I am scoring a goal for my team. Alright, la piste means track. It also means runway. So if you're talking about like a train, not train, what are those things called? Plane going down the runway. I said train every single time I've tried to do this this week. These two we're going to come back to. I'm going to skip those for just a minute. Alright, tirer is to shoot, like you are shooting a basketball into the basket, whereas lancer is to throw. You might be throwing a basketball, but you also may be throwing a football or a baseball. Dribbler is what it looks like. It is to dribble. And remember, on all these verbs, you do have to have the word to in front of whatever your verb happens to be. So, marquer, to score. Bloquer, to block. Gagner, to win. And perdre is missing. Where did it go? to lose. Okay, so these are all of your meanings, and now I'm going to get back to these two. Jouer, tirer, lancer, dribbler, marquer, bloquer, gagner. All of these are regular ER verbs where you drop the ER and you add whatever your normal ending is, like we've done for forever. Perdre is a regular RE verb. You drop your RE, you add whatever your ending is. Jouer does mean to play, and if you add that a to it, it becomes to play a specific sport. So these, we're going to do yellow, they have two little stars or asterisks beside it. So that goes along with these four, number 1 through 4. So if you want to say that you are playing soccer, you would say je joue, you conjugate jouer with je, a, plus whatever comes in front of football. So that would be, and I'm going to move this up here for a second, come down here and type. Drop the ER, add my E, then you have a plus le here, and you can't have that. So what you have to do is change that to O, and that's from the stuff we did right before Christmas, or at some point depending on when you're watching this video. So know that when you are conjugating these things, or when you're trying to say things, you do have to conjugate your verb, whatever it is, but you also have to change that A with an accent mark to something else, especially on these because you have le. The other one that you have is faire du sport, which also means to play a sport. And then whatever it is. But this is different because it doesn't always mean to play. You don't play track and field, and you don't play bicycling. But in order to say I am cycling or I am participating in track and field, you actually use faire, which means, and this is the biggie, to make or to do. So what you're literally saying is you are doing track and field, or you're doing the cycling. So again, I'm going to come down here. This is I play soccer. But if you wanted to say I'm participating in track and field, you still have je. You conjugate faire, which is another video and is already up. Then you have de plus le la le. Here it is L apostrophe because athlétisme starts with a vowel, but it could be, sorry y'all, I'm tired, something else. Now you can see it over there. So this one is faire, this one is jouer. So it depends on what you're talking about. And then again, all of these are other verbs in and of themselves. So you will have to know how to conjugate faire, ER verbs, RE verbs. You will also see être and avoir pop up in this set of vocab and on this test. So if you have questions, as always, y'all let me know.